want my lawyer. We've got all of the deposits that the criminals made for slavery and serious illegal. First opportunity, we went to the appropriate office that says report slavery and report rape here. I reported that I was raped. The people I reported to asked me to tell them how I was raped, and then they told me that that's what they need to do, and it was a part of the process. So they raped me, and so they told me that it was a part of the process. I'm mentally retarded, so I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was a part of the process, like they told me, and then that was what they needed to do in order to determine how the people who raped me. The next thing that they told me was, how was I a slave? What was of value during slavery? And I told them 50 albums, a radio station, 3 magazines, 3 fitness courses, a lot of different games, a lot of different films, um, some health, 1,000 art, an holy Bible, and that I'm a religious leader and I'm supposed to be High Priest Aaron, tribe of Levi, the tabernacle owner, and the owner of the Tabernacle of God. And then so they said, well, get all of that stuff together. Get Bring 50 albums of music, bring 3 fitness courses, bring 1,000 art, bring um, games and films and the 100 movies you was in and the 190, 149 TV shows you was in. Bring all of those values for slavery, and then we'll work your case. I mean, we'll look into this. We'll get the people arrested for slavery, and you can get your life back. So I was, believing that's what it was. So I worked on that stuff. I got all of that stuff together, and then they robbed me. The next they said, well, why were you a victim of slavery? I said they were trying to do a home invasion on my parents, and they were tying everybody up and trying to kill us for our house. And so um, after I got robbed for the home valuables that I was reporting, um, they she not she but he, it was a group of people, it was lads and ladies. um, they said that uh, they killed my parents and took the house. They did the home invasion. It's nothing to report at their office. I'm now their slave, and if I tell anybody, then they were going to cut my eyes out, put me inside of a coffin while I'm alive, and I would just be there inside the ground, um, begging anybody who is a, 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 a paraplegic man or woman who has a mobility device to call the police to try to locate me. And nobody would come because it will be the law enforcement that does it. And if it's hot outside, then that's how hot I will be. And I will be not able to go anywhere, buried alive. And was really hiring people to try to say um, that I'm in and I don't have a right to live in the United States or have my papers, causes, and effects um, in the United States, or get my United States passport moved to Japan. And that they were taking my tabernacle and killing me for a chance to own it. And that the tabernacle of God that I have with High Priest Shinzo Abe and High Priest Aki Abe is now theirs, and that I don't have a right to procreate and to have a child with High Priest Aki Abe as High Priest Shinzo Abe, whom is also High Priest Aaren with the tribe of Levi, and and that was it. So I said, well, now it's time to call on Noah. It's time to call on Adam um, and Jacob of the Holy Bible. It's time to call on the 12 tribes of Israel, and it's time to get witnesses as well as an attorney. And so they said that I was going to be a slave, or they were going to kill me, or I had to sue the president or do a redress of grievances. And then that they did that to kill all of the other people who may have inherited the house that they did a home invasion on, which is Chantel Stokes and Darren Striplin. Um, they did some treason with another person who may have inherited the house, and then um, all of the antiquity and artifacts that I had, I was saving up to. They were trying to say that uh, that they were not going to allow me to go to Japan, and that Japan is not allowed in the United States of America. And then and they just took my antiquity and artifacts. I had like $1 billion worth of Japanese yen and Chinese renminbi. They said that they were going to go to war with Sony, so I couldn't put my talent with Sony. Um, and they said that they was going to go to war with Japan and war with China, so I'm not allowed to go to Japan or go to China, and I'm not allowed to put all of my talent with Sony. So they said they want no witness on the home invasion, and they're not going to be written up by anybody in another country. And I said, well, I want my attorney. I'm calling the Japan as expert witnesses to court, along with all of the 195 countries. I'm calling all of them to court as I am Noah's son. And then I want to move to Japan like it was agreed upon. And I want my house back. And I want the people who raped me and enslaved me that I was reporting this to arrested. And if I have to file charges on the president in order to live, then I can't afford that. I don't have any money myself to make the filings. You have to pay for that. I'm not gonna pay to file on your president and and you don't want me to live. And so that's where we are right now. I want my attorney to process all of these deposits for slavery, because there's no way in the world that a person can take you from your school to their house and make deposits for slavery and then escort you to a dumping site location, force you to pay a ransom in piracy movies, and then they get away with it. You report this to someone and then they be next in line. And I need my attorney to come forward with me to court. I'm going to be asking you to be an expert witness in forensic science, and so process this evidence and exhibits as deposits, please. Thank you. I'm High Priest Aaron, so I believe I Tabernacle of God. I'm High Priest Shinzo Abe, so I believe I Tabernacle of God. I'm High Priest Aki Abe, so I believe I Tabernacle of God. I'm Sony High Priest Aaron Levi, and with the Tabernacle of God. And I'm calling on my attorney. I'm calling on Japan as a witness. I want you to process this evidence and exhibits, please. Thank you. I want you to go to this website right here, https colon //en m wikipedia.org, or just go to wikipedia.org, and I want you to get a list of all of the movies that I want you to buy. I want you to buy them and use the DNA test kit that I gave you in the Helix test kit that I gave you to process this. Those individuals have to go to jail.